Hello, welcome to Rough Cut Film Review. This is a review of Lucy. If you're listening to this on iTunes, another big thanks to my friend Neil who sorted all that out. If not, then get with the times, Daddy-O. And don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends and everyone you know about my podcast, and just keep telling people in the street, maybe just strangers, just walk up to them and tell them, hey, watch Rough Cut Film Review or listen to it on iTunes. Thanks to Neil. So, Lucy, this is Luc Besson. People joke about Nicolas Cage and ask if he's good or awful, and I think the same is largely true of Luc Besson. Oh, that was a bit French. Well done, Chris. Having made the absolutely remarkable Leon, which I absolutely love, he then went on to make some really stinky action films as well, real action boo movie type fare. So Lucy is starring Scarlett Johansson, and as silly as it sounds, not many women take on the central role in films these days, and certainly not the action lead. So I'm glad to see that Scarlett Johansson has been given this opportunity. She's an enormous star, she's a very good actress, and it's a sensible move, and really shouldn't we see more of that in 2014. So we kick off with Johansson's party girl character somewhat finding herself in Taiwan. Not many films are set in Taiwan, and I think that's probably not going to change very much because of the growing power of China and the Chinese film market. You know, the demand for Hollywood films in China will probably mean they don't want to see many things about Taiwan and apply pressure. But anyway, she's in Taiwan. You know, she's a sort of party girl. We see her on a night out drinking shots in a club or some such. We then see her the morning after the night before. She's pretty hungover. She's with her sort of douchebaggy new boyfriend who is very sleazy, wears a straw hat, so we know he's a douchebag. He's got to deliver a suitcase to a plush office building, and he sort of says, I can't take it up to reception. Can you do it for me? I'll give you some money. She kind of says no, but she gets caught up in it. If you see the trailers or the plot synopsis of this film, it completely kills it. It gives so much away. It's absolutely ridiculous. If I may, the synopsis for this is as follows. A woman accidentally caught in a dark deal turns the tables on her captors and transforms into a merciless warrior evolved beyond human logic. It's the beyond human logic bit that I most agree with. The plot is largely beyond human logic. Now, it sounds a bit like Last House on the Left, and if you thought that, you would be grossly mistaken. Morgan Freeman takes up another one of his lazy, kindly grandfather-style roles. He crops up as a scientist here, you know, and he sort of looks kindly and does his lovely caramel voice, and that's sort of enough to get him a big payday, presumably. He's apparently a highly respected academic, you know, who's had a long career making wild and silly and rather predictably correct assumptions on what might happen if the human used a higher percentage of their brain capacity. Lots of things have done this. This is not a new idea. For an academic who has remarkably slick PowerPoint presentation skills and remarkably few facts to back up his frankly stupid claims that naturally all turn out to be correct. So he's doing this incredibly lavish PowerPoint presentation, and there are all these academics in the room and obviously scientists, and they're all looking at him really doe-eyed and he's so great, but there's no science in there at all. Anyway, in his presentation, and apparently his many writings, of which are very well regarded in the scientific community, he suggests that humans will basically be capable of magic, and lo, he's correct, as our gullible good time girl goes from lazy slacker to Xena warrior princess to heaven knows what by the end. Some of the action scenes here are fun, and Johansson does a good job in the detached, rather unlikable kind of a way. However, as she can basically do magic, you would have thought that Besson would have done a bit better covering up the plot holes, because there are loads of plot holes here, loads of things that don't make sense because she's capable of magic, you'd think. Surely it would have been pretty quick to fill them. Johansson's character's likability is not really helped by the fact that she is deliberately detached. As she speeds through the streets of Paris, for example, rather than the policemen she's with calling the squad cars that are chasing them and telling them that they're the good guys and to simply stop, she causes them to have an enormous smash. You could probably make the argument that she's getting, by this point, detached from humanity, but realistically I don't think so. I believe that Besson just wanted a rather breathless dash through Paris and then a car crash to show how exciting it all is. Car chases, gunfights, and Besson's films these days seem to have at least one RPG explosion in them, and it has one of those. Throughout the film, there are quite a number of innocent people who get killed that, as I was saying about the plot holes, Lucy can do magic in this film, and that's the best word for it, because she can basically just do whatever the heck she wants. Gravity doesn't seem to have any impact on her, which is remarkable, really. But anyway, there are a number of people in the film who die, who absolutely didn't have to die because Lucy could have saved them. She just didn't. So I think it's actually more sort of Besson, not really thinking things through properly rather than just casual neglect. But either way, it doesn't seem particularly nice that lots of innocent people are dying who could have been saved. So, rather than Lucy standing in a room not doing very much, she could have gone and warned people that Taiwanese gangsters are on their way there with basically military grade weapons to kill people. They just don't bother telling people, so they all get mowed down. So it's probably, for most people, it's probably not a big deal, but that did rather stay with me. It's breathless, it's highly illogical, full of plot holes. However, if you're in the mood for some silly fun at the cinema, you could do a lot worse. If I can just get this final sentence out without comparing it to Michael Bay. No, I can't. So close. Michael Bay does suck, though, and Luc Besson, God, what's he going to come up with next? But this is, for him, actually, this is pretty by the numbers. It's just an action film set in Paris where people get killed, and it doesn't really make sense. But, I went with, there were 4 of us in my group seeing this film. 2, including me, weren't particularly keen on it. 2 really liked it. So you never know, you might really enjoy it. Kind regards, Christopher Thomas.